Welcome to Curbside Chat number 2. We're filming these informally just every 4 to 6 weeks without a script to tell you a little bit about what we're doing on a day-to-day basis at Buick, answer some of your questions, and then focus in on a particular area of interest each time we do these. We really appreciate the feedback from Curbside Chat number 1. We've gotten a great number of cards back from you, some good input, some good ideas here that we can do non-product as well as product areas. Also some questions that obviously show you're interested. This is what's going to make these a two-way dialogue between you, the dealer body, and ourselves, and we really appreciate that. We're filming today from a facility that we affectionately call the War Room. This is a room that we have displayed on the walls competitive information, information about Buick products, and other things that we use as tools when we're plotting our strategy for successful Buick programs. We thought you'd enjoy seeing it today. Now let's talk about sales. You recall last time we talked about successfully meeting the June forecast for sales. Well, I'm pleased to say July forecast you met as well. As you can see here from the chart that we track every day, the actual was below forecast all month until the last day you pulled it out and met the 48,000 forecast. Actually, you were about 100 over, and that's great progress. I'm also pleased to say that you're also above forecast for the month of August. This time, you're above it all month, and with the momentum you're building out there, I'm sure you're going to make forecast for this month as well, which is set at 56,000 units. It's higher than last month. It's very important that we clean out the 87s and get ready for a great start in 1988. I'd also like to tell you the progress you're making for the first 20 days sales for this month. Actually, the industry is up 15%, but the Buick dealers are up 18.2%, which is above not only industry, but also above the GM sales rate. Thank you very much for your help. We've talked many times how important teamwork is to our success. And I just want to let you know how proud I am to have Bob Coletta on our team as our new General Sales and Service Manager. Bob knows the business inside and out. He's a Buick man. He's been with Buick for over 30 years. And we really appreciate the support you've already shown him and will continue to show him as the years go on. Also, I'd like to announce that we have Bill Powell now succeeding Bob as the Assistant General Sales Manager for Administration and the Dealer Assistance Center. We do have our sales team in place now, both at the home office and in the field. And we're ready to move forward with you as a team to make 1988 a success. We just returned from Toronto, and I want to thank all of those people who were able to come to the 1988 dealer announcement meetings there. We thought the meetings were quite successful. We introduced the new Regal and the Riata, and the feedback from you really was tremendous. We believe the Regal and the Riata are going to be tremendous products for us this coming year. We must remember the 3 areas of emphasis that we talked about at the meeting for the whole year. 1 is to concentrate on selling cars. 2, to regain our leadership in customer satisfaction in the entire buying, selling, and service experience. And 3, to be market-driven. That's the one we're concentrating on most in terms of our products and non-product areas as well. We're currently in the process of producing meeting material for your retail sales force, which includes 1988 product information and hands-on experience with our new products. These are going to be produced for about mid-September, and we really appreciate you encouraging your sales force to go to these. It's very important that they understand our products and where we're going for 1988. A number of you have mentioned that we really should be getting better publicity at Buick. In fact, some of you sent in clippings to show some of the bad publicity that we ought to overcome. Well, good publicity follows doing something good, and we believe with the introduction of our new Regal and other things that we're doing at Buick, we can get good publicity. In fact, we met just after the Toronto meetings with the press and showed them some of the same things that we showed to you, and they went away very positively. And we see some of the articles that are coming out of that, and they look very positive as well. I'd like to show you some other articles we're getting. Here's the September issue of Popular Science. It has a 2-page article on the Regal with a nice picture of it, including a picture of the engine. The author sums up, if the reaction of our staff and others who have seen the Regal is any indication, the new Buick will be a smash hit with women buyers. Also, Popular Science had an article comparing the Acura Legend, the Ford Thunderbird, and the Buick LeSabre T-Type. Although the Acura Legend edged out the T-Type because of the price situation and other features in it, the author sums this up by saying, "But the Buick is a close second, and if I were spending my money, there'd be a LeSabre coupe in the driveway." Latest issue of Car and Driver also has a multi-page spread on the Regal. Nice color picture, as well as some other shots of the interior and the exterior. Now, this type of a buff magazine, of course, is really after sports cars and cars that are on the leading edge of handling and that type of performance. But for this type of publication, they did give us, I think, a good article. They did say there are hundreds of thousands of buyers who like their cars exactly as Buick plans to serve them, and we see no reason for the division to abandon that market. The author goes on to say that great American road cars will not be forthcoming from Buick, and that's not true. Perhaps great European road cars will not be forthcoming from Buick, but we will have great American road cars, and I did correspond with the author and set him straight on that particular point. Lastly, the latest issue of Automotive Fleet magazine has a cover picture of the Regal and a nice article inside telling about it and its features and how it applies to the fleet market. We appreciate the input from you. We are working hard to increase our publicity in these positive areas, and you can help us support us in that area as well. Many times reporters will ask you, what do you think of whatever Buick is doing at the moment? And as positively as you can possibly be, we'll help synergistically to get our publicity for the total Buick operation up and away. Thank you. We've had a great deal of input from you on our advertising for the past year. The National Dealer Council talked to us about it. We received cards from the Curbside Chats and other input as well. You said you wanted something more dynamic, more vibrant than what we were showing. Well, I want to let you know we've taken that seriously and are working very hard on that particular aspect. We think it's very important as well. First of all, we've appointed a new Director of Advertising, Jay Qualman. Jay has been with Buick for a number of years. He knows Buick, but he's also worked with the advertising agencies before coming to Buick. So he knows advertising, he knows Buick, and it's a perfect combination. Jay and his people have been working on really two things I'd like to talk to you about. First is a transition advertising scheme that is now what you know as Oh Buick. This is a call to action, dynamic piece in order to get people to move out of their easy chairs and go down to your dealership and buy a Buick. We have a good indication that it is working. We have gotten sales that are directly attributed to that particular advertising. Now that is for the present period up through the 1987 cleanup. For 88 and beyond, most of the effort has been going toward a much broader look at our advertising. We needed something that's distinctive, it's upbeat, it's very product-oriented, very persuasive advertising, and durable. And we're going to establish our new image with this advertising and not change it frequently. We will modify it and modernize it as we go, but basically it'll be a constant theme throughout the next at least year or two. We think we have a dynamic new theme. We have dealer input on it. We've taken dealer marketing groups to McCann Erickson to see this in development. You've had, those dealers have had good input to the process. We've responded, and we'd like to show you right now our television advertising. This is the 60-second spot to show the Buick brand. It's the Great American Road belongs to Buick, and we'll think you'll like it.
It's a pathway that leads from here to tomorrow, from sea to shining sea. The Great American Road belongs to Buick. It's the fast lane of life, the road to the top, the road where Buick shines. The Great American Road belongs to Buick. Highway or byway, winding old states with the feel of the wheel in your hand. Yeah, it's a feeling of smoothness, of power and grace. The
I think you can see that our new theme not only does an excellent job of presenting the whole product line, but it also effectively introduces a new product like the Regal. It's an opportunity for you and your marketing group to tie in with localized versions of the Great American Road. We can customize it to your individual needs and be happy to work with you on that.
The totally new Buick Regal. There's nothing like it on the American road.
Out on the horizon, the heart of a Buick, the start of a regal new day. The great American road was made for regal. It's the touch and the feel, the magic in the wheel, the road that regal commands. The great American road is yours in regal. It's your regal reward, it's the way it should be in this regal American land.
The new Buick Regal, the first 6-passenger American car with 4-wheel independent suspension and 4-wheel power disc brakes.
The great American road, the great American road belongs to Buick. The great American road belongs to Buick.
We've also created some dramatic new art for billboards, and this is an example of the 1988 Regal. We've picked November as Billboard Month, and we're asking all of the dealers, both large and small, to participate, to spread the Regal message all across America. The paper is free. Just contact your zone or your branch office, and they'll be happy to assist you. This is a partnership that can have an immediate positive sales impact, and we appreciate your help. Now I'd like to respond to some of the cards that you sent in. First one comes from Owensboro, Kentucky. It says, "This is great. Finally someone cares. And question is Skyhawk being eliminated?" Absolutely not. In fact, far from it. As you'll see in 1988, we've upgraded some of the interiors. We have added content to the car. We have option packaging, and all of that at a very competitive price. This car will be a great leader for you this year. Here's one from Cincinnati, Ohio. "Why no cosmetic changes on models such as the Century?" We agree. We need to freshen all of our cars more often. And of course, this year we have the new Regal, followed in the very early spring by the new Riata. We have over 200 other significant changes being made to our product line to make them more desirable for you and your customers. However, there are some things that we are not getting accomplished this year, and the Century will have its turn sometime following. Here's one from Mount Carmel, Illinois. "Why not include a full line for the competitive owners in the Success American Style program?" Well, the Success American Style program was first intended only for Buick owners. And we thought while we're doing it, we should try to see how successful it would also be for competitive owners. So we did add some names in your list of competitive owners. We, within the limits, the budget limits of the program, could not go as far as we wanted in this test. But based on its success, after we analyze that, we may be able to go further in a future time period. How can Buick, this one's from the Wisconsin Dells, "How can Buick successfully conduct business without field people?" Well, as you know, that the dealers that sell 100 cars per year or less, and some others because of geographic location, are being contacted by our Dealer Assistance Center. We don't think that they'll be without contact. They will be in contact daily through the telephone and other telecommunication means. In fact, there will be more contact than ever before. We have had encouragement from many dealers that this is starting to work. However, of course, it's in its infancy, and we want to work along with you and to make it very successful. So we need your continued input on how it's working as we go forward. Here's one from Fort Wayne, Indiana. "Trip odometers should be standard on all Buicks. Also remote right-hand mirrors on Regals, Centuries, and LeSabres." Well, we agree that the equipment on Buicks should be at a higher level, and we're looking at things like trip odometers and other features and making them standard little by little. Of course, making things like that standard also raises the price of the vehicle, so we have to balance the equipment with price as we go forward. But it's good input, and we agree in principle with it anyway. Here's one from Scottsdale, Arizona. "Why is it going to take until 1989 to put a bench seat in the Skylark and the shift in the column?" Well, for the start of '88, we will have our analog gauges replacing the electronic instrumentation, and electronics is an option. Mid-year '88, the column shift will come along. '89, the bench seat. Now, the reason it's taking until '89, we have to move the handbrake from between the front seats into to the kick panel. We have to design, validate, tool an all-new system, as well as tool an all-new seat. There is no car in America or in the world that we can find out of this size that has a full-width bench seat. So we have to tool that all over. So the validation of the brake system and the tooling of the parts is taking the additional time, but we'll get there. Last one. For Buick recognition on the road, why not come back with a portholes in all Buicks? This one comes from Burlington, North Carolina, but there are a lot of input we get on portholes. I probably get 2 or 3 letters a month asking to bring back portholes. We are looking for ways to make Buicks more distinctive from the outside in more modern ways, perhaps, than portholes. But we appreciate the input, and we, as you, want to have Buicks just as distinctive as possible as we go forward. That's all the time we have for questions now, but I want to let you know that all of the input is being looked at very carefully. It's being circulated to other members of our staff for action and inclusion in our future programs. We appreciate the input we got. We got returns from about 3% of the dealers, and if any of the others have input for us, we'd be glad to have it. This, of course, is an important year for us. It's 1988 is a year of our turnaround in sales, starting with the new Regal and followed with the Riata and many other product changes that we made through the year. It's an important year for our team to get together, the team being Buick as well as all of its dealers, to work closely on making this one a success. Thank you very much and good luck.